This next stretch, even though nobody really told me this, is probably one of the reasons that I lost most of my training partners, because they kind of had to do the stretching routine. When the people do this particular stretch, along with the splits, they speak in garbled tongues, barbaric type of language. It's kind of a mixture of agony and angst. But that said, let's work on this one a little bit. Okay. Now just watch how I get up with this. See how my legs are? I stand up. Standing up with pause. Why do you want to sit down like this? Well, number one, it's a graceful way to sit down. Number two, it kind of, if you do this all the time, kind of increases the strength in your legs. And number three, just say you're at a campfire, having a good time, roasting marshmallows, throwing aerosol cans in the fire, whatever you're doing. And somebody that maybe doesn't particularly like you is approaching from the back. Somebody says, hey, there's that guy that said he's going to kill you the other day. So one thing that, you might want to do at that particular time when he's just starting, just get up like this, and you'll be looking at him, okay? So it's kind of a neat little way to get up and immediately turn around without using your hands are still open. So always try to sit down like that and get up. Not just when you're stretching at any particular time, it's a good thing to do. So, okay, so the next stretch, I kind of call it the cat stretch, because you look like one of those cats on Halloween with the back that goes up like that. Now, first thing to do is just kind of sit like this on your haunches, on the heels of your feet. There's really a couple ways to do the next phase of this stretch, but what I do is I just kind of hold my hands here and then just ease down till my shoulder blades are on the ground. Then I take my hands and put them like this and push my body up. I'm on my toes and I'm on my hands. Now watch this. I'm going to come down again and I'm going to bring my hands closer to my feet to make the angle more acute when I stretch on the second time. So I go cut on my head and up like that and down. Okay, that's the second stretch. Now, the third stretch is the longest stretch of the routine. If the cat stretch didn't knock out people from training, this next one kind of did. So, I'm just going back to the cat stretch. Notice how I have to use my strength to lift my body up. I use the strength of my feet, my calves, my shoulders, my arms to push my body up. Virtually every stretch that we do increases your strength in some way. All right, now the next stretch is pretty important. They're all important, but this one is pretty important, as opposed to ugly important, I guess. What you do, kind of make a V. This is what I call the V stretch. And what you do, this kind of looks funny maybe, but you just get the blood circulating over here. And you do this for a couple reasons. I'll show you why in a little while. Just get the blood circulation in your groin area there. And then what you do is you take your arms and you go over your head. You go 1, 2, tenderize the groins a little bit. The groins, that's good English. The groin area. And then kind of scoot out your right leg, your right foot, your right leg a little bit. Then do some more tenderization. And then go ahead with the arms over your head. Now, by the arm being over your head, it's actually try to get a little behind your head. You don't want your arm in front of your head. You do not want to compromise form in any of these stretches. You bring it behind your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, just say, I'm not quite limber. And there is no way in God's gray earth that I'm going to go and be able to touch my toes with my hand. You don't want to, again, compromise the form by doing something like this. What you do is keep the form, and if this is as far as you can go, that's fine. If this is as far as you go this way, that's fine. If this is as far as you go that way, that's fine. Similarly with this. But you'll find, like with all the stretches, besides the threshold of pain decreasing, you will gradually, if you can only go this far right now, in 3 months, you'll be this far. And then a year, and maybe 9 months or a year, you'll be able to touch it with the correct form. Okay. Tenderize a little bit. Now, the reason that you tenderize is not because you're going to barbecue your legs, is because it kind of lets you have time to think. Because this stretch is not that easy to do, either psychologically or physiologically or both. By doing this, you're more ready to push your leg out a little more. Okay. Okay, so the next stretch, put the foot out a little bit more. Again, tenderize. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Now the way I do it is if for somehow reason I miss my toe, this is how I go like this. I got it first. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I miss my toe. I'll do it 4 times again. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you miss your toe, start the sequence of 4 again. Okay, I think I'm on. I think this is the 4th time I move my leg out. Keep it counting. I move that 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I move my legs out. Tenderize. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Missed my toe. See? I missed my left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I did another 4 times. Now this stretch, obviously, is stretching the groin area. But also, you're getting at least a minimal amount of, I wouldn't know if I'd say increasing cardiovascular activity, but you are stretching your sides. You're getting the blood circulating more. And if not for nothing else, just stretching sometime during the day kind of gets you more alert, gets you more attuned, and wakens you up a little bit. You don't have to really. I know a lot of people, they'll jog at lunchtime. Not a lot, but some people jog, lift weights, whatever. This can be kind of maybe not a substitute, but it can help you wake up, digest your food after lunch. So, in a lot of ways, it's good to do. All right. Now, this is number 5. I'm moving my leg out for the 5th time. 5. Okay, what's very important during this stretch, and one thing that the mats are good for, as opposed to a slick tile floor, you don't want your butt to move back. Your objective is to increase the angle of the V. You want to make it more obtuse. And if your butt moves back, your legs are going to go in and the angle will become more acute. You'll see the necessity for making the angle obtuse in a minute. So again, make sure your butt does not move back. Missed my little toe. Missed it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Okay. Now this is the 6th time I'm moving my leg out. I've moved that one out 3 times, 2 times on this leg prior to this, so this is 6 times. 3 times in each leg. Repeat. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I tenderize one more time. And just for good measure, I push the legs out, even a modicum more. All right, now, the whole reason for doing this is to bring my torso down and either touch my forehead, my nose, or my chin to the ground. And then the easiest part to touch the mat is the forehead. Second easiest is the nose, and the hardest is the chin because you got to go down farther. So I will touch my chin to the ground. All right. Now you do it slow. It kind of helps to bring your hands out. You just go slow down, slow, slow. And touch your chin like that. Understandably, if you haven't been stretching or not limber, you might get this far before you start talking in those barbaric tongues of anguish. Oh, that's kind of what it sounds like. But you really shouldn't. Just get to the threshold of pain. And it's especially important for this stretch because these tendons in here, if you tear them, it's not going to feel very good. And it'll cramp your style, literally, for quite a while. So, but again, it might take months, but you'll gradually go down farther and farther. And don't do the bounce. There's no bouncing. Unlike basketball,